Hey there, welcome to this episode of the Black Japan podcast. And I guess today we'll be talking about, black representation in like
I got a dick.
anime, manga. What did you just say?
I said it looked like I had a dick because like my pants.
Well, you know the new, was that 8 seconds? Let's see if was that like 8 seconds?
Just blot it out.
No, that's more annoying to do in post. Like I'm super lazy. But yes,
Okay.
we'll be talking about black representation in anime, manga, I guess like Japanese media and stuff like that. But the reason why I brought it up was I've recently been watching this YouTuber. I'm forgetting his name, plainly something or plain whatever. But he's basically been doing this series about kind of like being black and this anime and that anime and stuff like that. And I showed you guys one of his videos. But that just like brought up kind of like a greater discussion because he was talking about, or like the video that I showed you guys, he was like talking about, being like black, like in Pokemon and stuff like that, and just like talk about the history of like black or brown characters in like Pokemon. And yeah, I just thought it was like super like interesting. But yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. I feel like if there's any anime, this is undefeated, but Bleach is always gonna be the best anime that has the best black representation. Cause no one, like for example, right? You compare Bleach to like, what is the worst anime when it comes to black representation?
Well, I was like watching like his video about it. Sorry that I'm forgetting your name. I will put an annotation somewhere. I was like watching his video about Dragon Ball Z today,
and that's when in my head
it's
I was like, it's Dragon Ball Z, Mr. Popo.
I don't want to say Mr. Popo, but I was like, he's an alien. I don't think that.
No, I don't know.
Listen,
Listen, caricatures.
What about Jinx from Pokemon though?
No, but that was a complete. I mean,
Nicki Minaj. You mean?
But okay, let me come to. I'm sorry, I can't speak right now.
100.
Let me come to the defense of Jinx and Mr. Popo. One, Mr. Popo seems to be based on a more like Hindu general, like what's it called? Not like a genie, yeah, like a genie or like a jinn. And granted, his design to Westerners definitely evokes a certain imagery, but
It looks
Mr.
a little
Popo,
minstrelly.
Yeah, definitely.
A little
It's giving
minstrelly.
minstrel.
Yeah. But I don't think that like that was his intention. And the same thing with like Jinx, because like Jinx is like based off of like the Yuki-onna, which is like a yokai. And again, I feel like especially with like the Pokemon Company, when it started off like in 1990 something,
Nintendo.
Japan wasn't as open to the rest of the world, I guess, or like black culture hadn't come in the way it did to Japan and stuff like that.
I mean,
So
I will
feel
also like agree with you because like with the DBZ thing, can you look at Piccolo?
Don't do
Piccolo's
that.
a black man.
Don't do that. Like, listen, we got new mics, but like, if you're gonna be tapping yourself, it's gonna be terrible for the audio.
I just coughed because like I didn't want to. Okay.
Well, cough silently. There you go. Thank you.
Anyways, yeah, because standing me cough worse. Dragon with fucking Piccolo, he is a black man for sure, and he's pretty good representation.
It's
But I feel like with like Piccolo, it was just like the black community, because like I was like watching.
We're like, he just like me for real. Like,
Yeah, he just like
Like, for real.
No, I mean, I think when
yeah.
it comes to representation, the Bleach is an important point, an interesting point that you brought up. Because I remember, like, when I was in the 2000s, God, that sounds like it's such a long time ago.
It
but
was
back
a long
in the,
time ago.
I know. Anyway, but back in the 2000s, I did not. So back in the 2000s, I did not ever meet a black anime fan who was not a huge fan of Bleach. That was always everybody's like, whenever you ask a black anime fan in like 2008, you talk to any anime fan that's black, you ask their favorite animes, they always mentioned Bleach. And then at one point I was like, am I the only black person who hasn't watched Bleach? Let me watch Bleach.
I mean, because I know when I was in high school at least. Well, I mean, I don't know about my like friends before them, but because high school is when I really got into anime, and most of my friends, the people who liked anime, were dead Hispanic. Like they weren't even black. So my point of reference is like, and even they liked Bleach, so I didn't really know that.
I mean, like I remember, well, whenever I did meet black anime fans, which is like. At the time, it was the 2000s, right? So being a black anime fan in the 2000s was definitely different from being a black anime fan now.
Absolutely.
If I mentioned I liked it, and I would like talk to another black fan about it, they'd always be like, "Oh my god, but Bleach though, like every black anime fan I knew liked Bleach. I'd seen
was it because of the cat? Was it because of like they were black people? Just because it is what it is? You know, Bleach is just like the best.
I don't actually. I never asked them like the reasoning.
It's gonna get some real arguments there.
I never asked them their reasoning for like why they liked Bleach. They're like, "Oh, I love Bleach." But I noticed that like pattern. Like Bleach was consistently showing up in like the top 5 or top 3 favorite animes of every person I talked to who was black who liked anime.
Can I stop real quick? So for that person that on with their whole chest on my post got the nerve to say, "Oh, Bleach isn't even irrelevant right now," you're irrelevant. I just have to say that. Yeah, he said with his whole chest said that Bleach isn't even like it didn't inspire. I was like, and well, did you watch Tide or some shit? It couldn't have been Bleach. You had to watch Tide or something. It couldn't have been Game or Snuggie. Like I'm like, you didn't watch Bleach. You're not. Oh yeah, I don't know, but anyway.
I mean, I for one love the fresh sense of Gain, but I totally get it. Anyway, but then I remember when I was in high school too, and they started introducing the black characters in Naruto. I was like, what? And my first thought when I saw the black characters in Naruto, like immediately was like, he kind of looks like my grandpa. Because
with the Raikage,
he looks like Uncle Ravone. Oh my god!
No. He looks like my grandpa because
Uncle Raymond.
No, my literal grandfather had white hair. So my first thought, like, I see a black person with white hair. My first thought is an old person.
Yeah.
You know,
so I'm like, he looks like my grandpa.
But they did it right. I feel like ironically, because I knew about Naruto before Bleach, and I knew about the black characters in Bleach. So I think I used to praise Naruto's black representation because at the end of the day they had a whole village. Like every other anime has like some black folks. Bleach did it right, but Naruto was like, we gave y'all a village. Like, you know?
Well, actually, in Bleach it happened. In Bleach, like, you know, the black characters show up pretty early on. Naruto, they show up like 500
Wait,
chapters.
Wait, you talking about Chad? Because he's Mexican, actually.
No, I was talking about
Urichi. Just in general.
In general, yeah.
Okay.
Like basically, Bleach had been going on for years, and they had like black characters that were like part of the plot for a long time, whereas like in Naruto it's like it happened like
way later,
like when they were looking for all of the Jinchuriki and then the 8 tails, like Killer Bee.
Yeah.
And like
Killer Bee is a whole stereotype though.
No, but the thing is he's raps
cool,
but he's bad at rapping, so I'm like, is that a subversion of the stereotype?
I guess so, yeah.
It's still, he's a whole stare. I mean, I give him props because he waxed Sasuke's ass and that was his main I was like, slow clap.
It was funny as hell because Sasuke discovered black people and then like got his ass beat. Like
he fucked around and found out.
Like I remember like, but the thing with Killer Bee too is like his like even his like students, his proteges are like, my god, he's terrible. He's so corny.
He had proteges?
Yeah.
Did I forget this?
Omori and Karui, they were like his students.
Really? I totally forgot.
And they were black too.
Yeah, Karui is dead black.
Well, yeah, she ended up with Choji, and then
she was like the only black girl in the village, right?
No,
because the village was full
the Daikage's assistant was also a black woman.
Huh?
The Daikage's assistant was also a black woman.
Yeah,
okay.
The little secretary girl.
Exactly, and I was like, okay, she cute. Like, but and then Omori always had the lollipop.
He was a fine black man.
He looked actually like when I see black people with white hair, my first thought is like my grandpa. My grandpa didn't look like that. He was clearly like an old Jamaican man.
Yeah.
But and his hair was not straight, like there, because again.
I'm thinking about like other animes too that has. Well, you talk about Soul Eater. We should talk about Soul Eater as well.
No, because I was just gonna mention with like Dragon Ball Z, like the reason why Piccolo, because I cannot speak to that. I'm so sorry about this. I was watching this one video essay about why rappers love to reference Dragon Ball Z, and that grew into like a great discussion about why the black community, you know, identifies with Piccolo. And, you know, it's just like a combination of like his like, you know, him being kind of like the other, like in the group, like he was like the clear alien one, and I guess his like general perceived swagger compared to, you know.
I like how you said that as a general person.
That was
very funny to say he got few flexes. Like, that was the most
That's a very like academic way to say it.
Yes, say it again one more time. What was it?
Oh my god.
Generally
perceived swagger.
Generally perceived swagger.
I love that.
Swagger. And you know, stuff like that. And just like, you know, I guess like you know, the general theme of like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, you know, fighting the ops, I guess resonated with like a lot of rappers who had to, you know, fight to survive and, you know, things like that. But those are the general reasons. I can't remember like specifically off the top of my head, but those are the reasons, or at least the ideas as to why the black community just really thinks of Piccolo as like black because of like, you know, basically how like, you know, inner city, you know, black people kind of like saw parallels to themselves in like, you know, Piccolo and in just like the general themes of like, you know, Dragon Ball Z. But that's my spiel over.
Speaking of like the parallel, because you brought up a really good subject I wanted to touch upon too. Like what is it about certain, like, not really what is it about, but it's like, I just do wonder why is it that like certain animes can get it right and then certain ones can't. Like bringing, like, once again, going back to like Bleach. And I was also say, I want to say Bleach. I mean, I hate to like suck Bleach's dick, but it's like what they really get, what they get right that many animes just don't, and I just really can't understand why. Is black.
I'm so sorry. Like you said, the funniest shit sometimes.
It's blasting. It's just very monotone about it. It's like the features. So you look at characters like Haribel. You look at characters like Yoroichi and Milagros. She was one of Haribel's like subordinates, and you see that they're just done right. They look different. Black, and then you compare it to other animes, and it's like, what is like? Why did you get it? It's not even like
really?
Where did you get it wrong?
Like
why did you get it wrong?
Like in Durarara, there was a black guy who was like,
oh my god, yeah, the biggest fucking caricature of an African. You ever watched Durarara?
No, but I know.
No, he wasn't
I
African. He was a Black American. His parents are Black Americans who moved to Russia. Who, I think the impression I got is they moved to the Soviet Union.
Yeah, but you see,
and they had a baby.
But it's like you see how
his
looks.
Lips.
He looked like a fucking minstrel show, like, and it was insane. Like I remember, like, so even because Durarara was one of my like intro animes as well.
I actually liked Durarara a lot.
Me too.
And then
I'm
also,
really
if you never went to Ikebukuro, did you?
I did. So that's why I had the horrible fucking. I was like, oh shit, Durarara. It's like Durarara for real. And then I got the whole fucking bathroom incident. And it was awful. No, I literally said, I was like, oh shit, Durarara.
You have to reference episode 1 for that. Yeah. Like,
was it 1 or was it?
That was the first episode we ever did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like that was Ikebukuro?
Yeah. It was either Ginza or Ikebukuro. I can't remember, but it was. Well,
that's quite a difference.
Girl, I was drunk. Cut me some. I was drunk in Australia, but
Wait, but like, how does this like pertain to like?
Oh, so the whole thing representation. So like, what I said, I don't understand why is it that they can't get it right. The artists, the mangakas that don't get it right, because it's like. Yeah, act like, so clearly you know what a black person looks like, right? You drew them.
It's interesting because they actually do make they made the palms of his hands lighter. Whereas like even in Western cartoons, you don't see that. Like Susie Carmichael did not have.
She was all brown.
Miranda from As Told by Ginger.
But that's more of a like stylistic choice.
No, but that's so
like, because like
not to cut you off, but I think that's a very good thing you brought up. But so this is coming from a person who is an artist. Yeah. I think that's a very piss poor excuse.
No, because like imagine having the color all like the man hours just for like coloring in the palms. You know,
no, we're not referring to that. She was just bringing up how that was a good
that was a good thing, but then like the lips,
details,
I was like
that is the character. So it's like you know. Because it's like if he took the time to do that, which most people, even black people, know.
I feel like a face is a really important important in terms of getting the features right. And it's like even though it's cartoonish,
Hajime
like
Isayama did like a really good job with like Oyakupon.
Yeah, exactly. Even though he was the only black person in the fucking
and like I love how he didn't have to care about hair because he basically made him like was he like bald or just like had
he had I think he like a little fro, a baby fro.
No, he didn't. Like I think he was just like completely like what do you call it, Caesar cut.
Oh, okay.
He was definitely Caesar cut, but yeah, he got him right. Like he did have like thicker lips, but it wasn't like the character lips and stuff like that.
This is
like,
shit.
Yeah. So like Hajime did like a really good job.
How, like I don't know if this was like I don't know if this was a meme or if it was for real, but he took the time to like make a chapter like involving interaction between. So yeah, this Sasha like, why are you dark skinned?
Oh yeah, it's like well, you know, all of God's children are beautiful, basically.
So like I mean, honestly, like you know, Isayama is not. He's one person out of many other people, but it's like I just you know right from wrong, right? So I just feel like using the excuse of like
Well,
stylistic choices of
And
poor
ironically,
excuse.
too, the same
No, I'm not
creators
saying
of
you said. I'm just saying in
No,
general.
no,
But
but
the
I'm
same-
saying like a stylistic choice to like I don't. Okay, so I
But-
say what you mean.
Because
So you're
using the
talking about.
Dorara character in particular, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
caricature. That's
But
not
at the
like-
same
yeah,
time,
yeah.
at the same time, the same creators of Durarara, they made Bakano before that. Bakano came out
Did
first,
they?
and Bakano has black characters, but the lips did not look as weird and cartoonish.
So because
So
Really?
that threw me
I
off
never
too.
knew
I was
that. I
like,
never knew
how
that.
did you guys
Let me
take a
see.
step back in like in the way the
He
style?
didn't even he just fucking left back. He didn't even take a job.
wait, well that black guy was he just kind of like a one-off goon? Maybe
no.
that's-
He was
yeah.
actually a recurring character. He was an important character.
But was he
Basically,
like an antagonist?
no.
Oh, no, because I was going to say
No,
maybe
so
the
basically,
stylist.
let
Like,
me
I'm not
tell you. Let me
defending
just
it.
tell
Yeah,
you what
yeah,
he
yeah.
did. So the character Simon, he's a black guy who works at a sushi restaurant in Ikebukuro.
Oh, you're talking about Durara. Okay.
Okay.
And in the anime,
I'll show you
it's
him
basically
too.
like this like gang violence going on in Ikebukuro. I watched it literally like 10
Young
years
Tokyo
ago.
Revengers for sure.
Yeah.
Basically, I watched it like over 10 years, almost 15 years. Fuck. I watched it a long time ago. So I don't remember the plot. I don't remember the plot like that. But he basically was like, he's very strong and he's like he's always like telling people violence is wrong, violence is wrong. Like that's basically what he's like. So the way the character acts was not like offensive or anything, but the lips, I'm like, that looks weird.
And
Like,
it's
he
even
looks-
worse knowing that you said that he's the author is familiar with drawing black characters. So it's like, what went wrong? Why did you go wrong? Not what.
And then when you look at the
why?
black characters in Bakano, like their lips aren't that cartoonish, if I recall correctly. Bakano's really good too.
He
I
actually
recommend it.
looks like a human version, like Piccolo from like Dragon Ball Z.
Who that?
So he's like a very minor character, but I'll show you. I think he was in like one of the movies, but like
Peacock.
No, I watched Durarara 12 years ago.
this is
My bad.
Piccolo. He literally looks
Oh my god.
looks like a
Even-
human version of
You know what?
Piccolo.
I know Pecan isn't even
Like,
black,
it's-
but he looks racist.
No, definitely.
He looks racist.
Again, this is probably why people associate Piccolo with like being
the
like
lips.
black.
So basically, it's the when they make the lips look like two worms. I'm like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, like a fucking like a pink donut or some shit.
No, but like
Right,
looking
like a
at
pink
this,
donut,
like
come on now.
like obviously
Yeah, he's very
we're like all
black
like
coded. That's very black coded.
so you know that's
Just
what
giving
that's like
Negro.
people would say like this. I mean, it's gonna be so far away, but I'll try and like
put it on the screen,
I'll put it on the screen
Put it on the
after.
screen,
But
like,
this
just
is
put it
very,
somewhere
I guess,
here.
like black code,
it's
especially
giving Negro.
no, especially with like the parachute pants and stuff like that during like the '90s when this came out. I could see people making the association.
80s?
Back 80s and 90s. Well, like Dragon Ball Z was like
Maybe it was 80s
90s.
for sure.
80s.
No, well, like 80s going into 90s. But like, regardless of like that era, like parachute pants and like more baggy clothing and stuff like that, I could definitely see the
The Negro appeal.
see the associations. Yes, for lack of a better term. But yeah, I just think like, yeah, definitely like for the most part, and I feel like Bleach was probably the first anime to really have like major or like manga to have like major black characters and just like a variety of them that like inspired others down the road to kind of like
Yeah, to this day, I
you
still
know.
wonder like what exactly, because it wasn't just like Kishimoto like threw black characters in there from the jump. Like it was just all of a sudden this like when they get to the arc like way into Shippuden, they get to the arc where Sasuke is looking for all the Jinchuriki, like all the like the same with the Akatsuki and everybody. Like they're looking for all the Jinchuriki, and then all of a sudden that deep into Shippuden they introduce hella black
Whole
characters.
like, yo, blacks.
And I
Better
was
like
like,
late than never,
to
yeah?
this day, I kind of wondered like what inspired it, because at the time I was like pleasantly
Wait,
surprised.
did you
but
never like bother to like look up like an interview? Because you probably explained it like an interview.
I highly doubt it. It's not.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
probably,
I feel like it's
because
not a
imagine
subject
being
to
like
be
a little
brought up.
Japanese kid and suddenly seeing
Oh,
a bunch of like
blacks.
Negroes in your like anime. Like I feel like
Jesus.
for
Suddenly
like lack
see
of
a
a better
bunch of
term,
Negroes.
but
Jesus.
but I
Guy.
feel like,
Is he okay? Like
It's giving race. It's giving
I've been having an
colors.
off day.
a little
No,
bit.
but imagine being kind of like a 12-year-old, never seen a black person before in your life, and then you see them like in your favorite anime, and like you would have questions. So I feel like
mean, some
somebody
look up
back
for
then would have
sure.
probably like interviewed him about, oh, why is this new village full of like darker skinned people, something like that.
I
It's
didn't look
true.
into it that deeply. I was just like, I wonder why. But I will say, there was a mangaka who explains why he introduced a certain black character.
Oh, who?
I don't remember the mangaka's name, but
Great, thank you.
Do you know the name of the manga?
it was Soul Leader.
Oh,
Oh,
We talked about it in the group
But
chat.
like, why would you say like? They say like Soul
the way
Eater.
you phrased it, he was like, there's a
Some,
somebody manga. I was like,
unwritten-
what's the manga?
Unknown, like manga.
I don't remember the name of the guy who wrote it. Apologies. Like,
Yeah, no, it's
sorry
fine,
to
it's
this
fine.
man.
Yeah.
No, but so basically, from my memory exactly, because I watched it when I was a teenager, Soul Eater had...
Otsushi Okubo.
Thank you. So Soul Eater had one character, Kirikou. He was
Kili.
Kirikou.
Kirikou? Oh, that's a Japanese. I'm like, yeah, can you say Kirikou? It's Kili, but yeah, Kirikou, you're right though.
Kirikou, and he had like the twin
sword in his arm
something.
thingy. He had, like,
right. I don't remember what,
gauntlets.
because he was a reaper, not a scythe, right? Because like
Yeah.
Maka like was a reaper, and like her
Yeah.
dad was a scythe, all that, right? And so, and someone asked him, and apparently in an interview they asked, what was the inspiration behind this character, and he said it was like inspired by this West African story called Kirikou and the Witch. And I remember when I read that, I was like, wait a minute. Like, it brought me all the way back to when I was a kid. And I went and I visited Senegal with my family. And my father's Senegalese. And my mom was getting, like, all of these, like, storybooks in French that she could find for me. And one of them was Kirikou and the Witch. So I was like, wait, I know this story.
Oh, he's just like me for real.
He just like me for real.
Right, and I was like, wait, I know this story. And it's
That's
actually,
nice. That's very
it's a
nice.
cute story, like, But I was just like, wait, that's who that's based off of? Because when I was a teenager and I read it, like, and I watched the anime, I was like, oh, that's interesting, a black character. That's cool. And, like, he's a cool guy, like, And then when I was literally an adult, I, like, found out.
The dots connected. It all made sense.
I learned this as an adult, and I, like, looked it up, and I'm like, oh, my God. He's really based off of, because I went on the Soul Eater wiki, because I'm like, wait a minute, wait. And I was literally, I think I learned this, like, 2 years ago. Like, I'm not even kidding.
That's very nice.
And then Soul Eater also had another black character. She was the school nurse, and also she was
a scythe. She the one that's wrapped in the mummy.
Yes.
Yeah. She was
black
scythe,
with the blue eyes and the dreads, and I'm like,
she
a
was
nurse
bad
with
bitch
dreads.
for sure.
She like my mom for real.
Bleach did it. Not Bleach. I'm sorry. Soul Eater, and Bleach took Toast, and he had dreads and shit. And it's just very nice to see that type of representation, and it's just like, it's refreshing. But while we're on that subject, so you ever watch Black Lagoon? Okay, I'm gonna show you a picture. I need to see it real quick. So Black Lagoon, right? So this is one black character. His name is Dutch. Mm-hmm. Now, can you tell me if you think so? He'll put it up on the screen, and those Black Lagoon, you a real one.
I like people speaking on my behalf.
I might have watched it. I just don't remember.
You ever seen the girl? Her name is Revi. She has 2 guns. She has like a purpley ponytail.
You have to show me a picture.
I got you right now.
I'm so far out of the loop now.
No, this is an extremely old anime. This was like early 2000s.
That's why it sounds. Oh
old
wait! I do remember that anime.
Black Lagoon. That's only real niggas know Black Lagoon. And that's Dutch.
Wait, show me.
I'm about to show you. So do you think?
Oh yeah.
I've actually seen some discourse about Dutch. Some people say he looks a little bit caricature.
Is he based off of Shaft?
Who's Shaft?
Isaac Hayes, Shaft.
Nah, this is fine.
Tia, how old are you?
25.
Anyway,
Shaft?
the Shaft. Fucking. Let me pull up.
No,
Shaft.
he's fine. Like, I feel like obviously like he has a more pronounced
it's
lower
the
lip.
lips. That was my
But
I think it was
like,
fine.
I think it's fine because it's not in that like stereotypical
It's-
like
yeah.
2 worms like stuck
Pink
together.
donut.
No, like this looks like very reasonable. It looks like
Yeah.
super cool anyway. So I feel
He a cool dude.
Yeah.
Like, the black exploitation from the '70s. Never mind.
Oh,
Anyway.
Shaft.
Wait. I know Black Dynamite from the Black
Well, like,
exploitation. I don't know about Shaft.
Black Dynamite is like based off of that like. Of that era,
The era of
like,
blaxploitation,
black exploitation,
Let's
like,
remember Black exploitation was
This dude.
slapping.
or like this movie.
But that's like our parents' generation.
I smell ravioli.
Yeah. So like literally Samuel
I've
Jackson.
never seen that before. No.
Is that Samuel Jackson? It is, right? It is.
Well, the name should be up
Yeah.
top.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
But yeah, I had just seen like some people say, his lips look a little pronounced, but I'm like,
No,
yeah,
but
it
it's like way
treads
different.
I feel like it would tread a line lightly, but I think overall it's fine.
Look at like all of our lips right now. We all have like thicker lips with like the more pronounced sort of like.
We have full lips, so we don't
we
have
full
cartoonish lips.
No,
Yeah, what about this?
But
We
like,
got this.
but like that dude from like Black Lagoon, like it was definitely in that style of like emulating that like through like manga or like through like anime. Like it definitely wasn't like this show her
I showed
again.
her, yeah.
Yeah. No, but show her again. See what I mean?
All right, so like, see though, like it's like it treads a line.
I don't think so. 'Cause I
What you
feel
mean
like,
because the top lip is darker than the bottom
It's
lip?
more just like like how pronounced.
yeah,
it
but
is.
like I'm saying,
That's it,
like
no, I
you
said it
and hers
treads
are
the
like
line, but it's
pronounced. As
fine.
Actually,
no, I think it's fine.
I think it's fine because like his
Yeah.
top
Yeah.
lip is dark and his bottom lip is pink, and like that's literally. I'm
That's very
wearing.
black.
when it's like
person.
all pink, now
That's
if it was like
literally me-
all pink, that would be something different.
But then,
he was close.
but like,
Yeah.
like me, my father, like we both have like
Yeah.
Dark
a
top
dark
is-
top and a
That's
like.
black people though in general.
Exactly.
I've never
Yeah.
seen a black person without it.
I've seen black people with like both top and bottom are dark, but like, cause my mom is like that. But like,
a rare
Why is it?
Pokemon.
Ooh.
I stole my dad's whole entire face. I'm
Same.
ignoring that.
But I guess now would be a good time to kind of like take a little break and reconvene and like see what other anime we could talk about when it comes to black characters and things of that nature.
Just going back to the whole situation about how like why some mangaka missed like the fucking point when it comes to like drawing, missed the mark with drawing black
Oh no,
people.
no, sorry. Let me introduce myself. Yo, guys, we're back. That's all. Hey, as you were saying to me.
As I was saying. So like, let's look at Hunter x Hunter.
I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, but
My
okay.
God,
Golf
have you
queen.
watched Hunter x Hunter, CC? He'll put this on the screen, right? So this is character. Her name is
You keep on saying I'll do
Canary.
things, but you're not confirming with me first. I don't like that.
Anyways,
Daniel hates labor.
Right. So Canary. Now, black done right.
Oh,
You see
yeah,
that
yeah.
hair? You've seen Canary
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Oh wait,
Yeah, she's
I
from
thought
Hunter x
she,
Hunter.
bro. Why does she look like a child version of what's her face from Promised Neverland?
Well, oh shit.
That's how.
Oh.
I've always seen the character, and that's what I thought she was for the
shit.
longest.
Oh no, she does. Oh
Miss
fuck.
Krone.
Krone.
But like also Krone was done very well because
Krone was shit. I was.
what?
We could talk about Sister Krone.
No, but I don't think she. I don't think. Wait, because like what did you say about her? Because now I'm like interested in like.
Well, let's just. All right, so I wanted to bring up
Okay.
real quick though to compare and contrast. So like Togashi, he was around at the same time as probably before with the Durarara mangaka, right? So it just kind of goes back to how are there mangaka who missed the mark when you've had what blacks look like, you've seen inspiration on how blacks done right look. What happened? Because that's a really very good black character.
I mean,
yeah,
honestly,
like super
everything,
good.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think like artists
I love her hair. Yeah.
who give a shit can easily Google, what a person from a certain culture looks like.
Well,
I
no,
mean, I
granted,
feel
back in
like-
the '90s, we didn't have Google like
but
that.
then it's
yet.
But
you have your
Durarara came out
inspiration.
in 2010.
How? Wait, what?
Durarara came out in
Oh, I
2010.
thought she
Okay, obviously,
I'm gonna be like,
yeah.
what?
I'm just like playing like a devil's like advocate.
The
for,
devil
like,
does
the
not
90s.
need an advocate.
Okay, yep. Sure, understandable. Have a nice day.
But
Oh,
no,
yeah.
so with Sister Krone sorry to be jumping around like that. With Sister Krone, you watched Promised Neverland? I'm gonna show you her. So actually, you're the perfect person to help us figure out. You
'Cause-
say
'cause
that
what
it's
you-
not
Objectivity.
caricature. But yes or no? Do you think it's a caricature?
I know where you're getting at.
But yes or no?
No,
I think it is.
Okay, let me see.
So
because of her personality, right?
personality and
But
appearance.
I feel like
What
that's.
does she act like?
No, well, she's a very boisterous sort of like character.
Like, very-
but that's
like,
because,
very, like-
but like in the function of the story, she's like meant to basically hamper down on the rebellion that's like going on.
Thank you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Why her lips look like that?
That's what I'm saying.
No.
So
bro,
all right, I would
I've
act.
seen the Proud Family does this all the time with those like more like pronounced lips.
No,
like
but
I've
it's
seen
just-
it in like
it's
Black
just
done
different.
media
I'm
as
just
well.
different.
I'm keep no,
No.
that's different because this
It's
is
different.
it's giving
That's black made. Too,
it's
so
giving
different.
mammy like it's giving.
No, but that's okay. So,
right.
you don't understand.
All right.
So you gotta explain
all
to
right.
her.
So the
Yeah.
thing with Promise
Is she
Neverland,
big?
huh?
Is
Yeah,
she big? Like
Well, like
There
fat?
she's big, but like
Big,
gotta,
yeah, she's like big in stature, but not like obese or.
yeah.
I don't know, but it's still giving
So,
mammy.
yeah,
it's still
so
giving like I don't know nothing about birthing no babies.
Here's the thing about Promise Neverland.
Like, is this
So-
Scarlett O'Hara's Happy Maid, who's not gonna get allowed into the
So,
Oscars?
Here's why Promise Neverland is. It's like it's weird, but I still think it's caricaturish. With Promise Neverland, it's about there are these mothers that they're mothers of like so basically it's about children who are all orphans. I don't want, if I get too deep into it, it'll spoil that, but think of them as orphans, and she is like a mother of or she's like the assistant to the main mother of the orphanage, right?
So she's literally raising kids that aren't hers. Like the help.
She's the help to the
No. I can explain it better because you're doing it terrible right now.
No, it's
basically
not. That's the spark notes.
No, but like the way it's very biased way that you're explaining
it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead.
Listen.
Let's hear.
So basically, the Promised Neverland is
the
about.
fan art looks better.
Huh?
Right.
The fan art looks better.
That's why they redid it.
So the Promised Neverland is about this society where basically children are raised to be food for demons.
Daniel, I literally just said I don't want. That's spoiling the whole fucking show.
They tell you in the first episode.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Daniel, no, they don't.
They tell you like in the second episode.
No, they don't.
I will put a spoiler warning. Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
The fact that they're being bred for like demons is a thing that you know from like the jump. It is. It
No,
definitely
see, the
is.
thing is,
But
like-
as I'm trying to explain,
No.
she came in because basically these children were wise to their fate. She came in to basically be a sort of like.
But what you're saying is just the specifics of what. All I said is literally. I said think of it as they are in an orphanage.
Yeah.
And because that is essentially though, if you take away the fucking spoiler part of it,
it's not spoiling it.
No, but essentially because what the characters function as are just like they're the overseers. That's what I think of it as children being in an orphanage, and they are the people who oversee them. I put it in layman's terms so we understand their function.
But then I'm trying to
did they cast?
She was not black. Her cast was not black.
No, they cast. Wait.
Naomi
Watanabe?
Yeah, Watanabe.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is interesting.
So, but I don't know. So, like the character looks very
like
much.
she is.
It looks like the
supposed to
original.
be
It looks like the
mammy-ish,
original
but-
Aunt Jemima.
No, but
It looks like the original Aunt Jemima.
I
Like,
know,
functions
but
as
it's
a
not like
a
she
mammy,
was
she
like.
functions as a nanny, but it's like just the way
I
in
know,
which
but
they
what is a
portray
mammy
her.
though? But what is a mammy though?
No, a nanny.
I know, but what is a mammy though? Think about it. What
That's
is
what
that
I'm
stereotype?
saying. I'm like
Yeah.
that. And I'm like, so because here's the main head to the family, right?
Okay, I just feel because I feel like this
I'm
is
saying,
just like an unfortunate coincidence sort of thing because their garments are supposed to invoke just like
So here's
general
the she look
kind of like
see how she looks
mother.
prim and proper, right?
Yeah.
And then you have that, like.
They're wearing the same uniform.
I
The
know he
face
just
does
said that.
look
I know
Oh
he
my
ain't
God.
saying this right
The
now.
face looks
No,
very
like I'm
goofy.
not trying, but I'm just saying that like her function literally.
I
like, it's
better
just
not
like,
see her making flapjacks.
No.
It's like, all right,
Let me explain the function of the story.
Let me just say no.
Oh
let
my
me just
God.
get this out there real quick. So, okay, looking at her, right? So I'm not coming at the hair. I think the hair is fine because she is a black character. But I'm saying because when you watch the anime and you see how she acts, and then you take into account her appearance, you're like, whoa.
But you're not
in the
understanding.
negative way.
Which is why
And
I'm trying to
I
explain
get
her
what
like
you're
function
saying.
as a character
I
because she
know,
comes
but-
in to basically intimidate the kids out of trying to escape. So obviously,
Okay, but so then here's what I say. Why does she have to be black?
I don't know why, but I feel like in this case, literally.
Did I not just hit the nail on the head with that one?
No. But I'm trying to explain that I feel like in this case, it was just a very unfortunate coincidence. Like I'm giving the author
This nigga
like
made
a
this
major.
story and drew them characters. That's not
No, like a
coincidence.
major, benefit of the doubt. But I feel like besides because I feel like reversely, let me play an Uno card for you. Where's the Uno? I got dose though. I'm gonna double.
What the hell is
double on you right now? But because I feel like in this case, the fact I feel like it's kind of like the harmful depictions that we see in American media that is informing why you see her the way you do. Because the depictions of like loud, boisterous, big and like dark-skinned black woman in like American media, I feel like you're like thinking about that in the back of your mind, and then kind of like
Fun side note. When I was in college, my professor was talking about when Admiral Perry first like came to Japan.
Wait, who?
Admiral Perry.
The guy who
Oh,
was
okay,
why
yeah.
Japan opened
And
up.
like when they were trying to I think they were entertaining each other, and my professor said something along the lines of like the Japanese people did some sort of performance for the American Navy, and then the naval folks who came over put shoe polish on their faces and perform
They
the
did a
minstrel
minstrel.
show.
Oh my fucking god!
So that was a little side note. But piggybacking off of what you said, I understand that you're saying that, you know, they probably are pulling those stereotypes from what they learned from American media.
No. I'm
But
saying that, like,
on the other hand,
He
way-
said that I'm like the
because
perspective I'm
you're
taking
basically
of her character.
projecting kind of like the harmful stereotypes that we've seen of like big dark-skinned women from like American media,
But-
and you're applying it to her just because.
But I'm not applying it because
You
that
are,
is what
though.
she is.
And
That's
I'm
what
trying to
she
explain
acts
that,
as.
like, it is in my opinion that she wasn't
Did she-
made that way
did she make
because
pancakes for those
because
kids?
she's black. No, she doesn't.
She didn't even cook that thing.
She didn't even cook.
She's there to be a bodyguard.
She's basically patrolling these kids because.
does she help another character put on the corset, like in Gone with the Wind?
No, that's what I'm trying
Does
to.
she know anything about birthing babies?
No!
All right, Daniel,
Oh, so she doesn't know nothing about birthing no babies.
So I get where you're coming from, but here's
Y'all would
here's
make
what-
great politicians.
Here's what hey, that's why I would be a good lawyer. Here's what I
Oh
think
my
you're
God, you
failing.
guys are frustrating me right now.
Here's what you're failing to like understand where I'm coming from.
No, I
thought,
do
wait,
understand
wait,
where
let
you're
me-
coming from, but-
all right,
oh
let
my
me just
God.
explain.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
explain.
explain.
So I know that you're saying that I am like subconsciously projecting the harmful stereotypes in your words, the stereotypes about dark skin, about black women in general, like who are like, you know, big stature, powerful.
That we've
onto
seen in
her,
media.
Right? So here's my
Tyler
thing.
Perry, I'm calling you out.
Stupid. So here's my thing. I would not see that if that isn't what it was. So
what do
let
you
me
mean by
finish.
that?
Let me finish.
Okay.
So it's like I'm calling a spade a spade.
Yeah.
So she is a black character that has been brought in to like reign and, you know, to be like an authoritative presence to reign everybody. But that's not my big issue. It's like when you combine her appearance and then the attitude, because at the end of the day, I can't see, like, I only see what is being presented to me.
Okay,
She
yeah.
looks and she acts. It's like, it's both things.
Actually-
she looks and acts like that.
Okay, so this is the stereotype of a mammy, according to Wikipedia, is a U.S. historical stereotype depicting black women who work in a white family and nurse the family's children. The fictionalized mammy character is often visualized as a larger sized, dark-skinned woman with a motherly personality.
No, but
The
okay,
origin of the
Krone
mammy
does not have a mother.
stereotype-
Yeah.
The origin of the mammy stereotype is rooted in the history of slavery in the United States, as black slave women were often tasked with domestic childcare work in white American slaveholding households.
And so can I just add on to this really quickly?
So that's why I said, like,
Well-
even if she's acting like a nanny, the first thing I thought of was
It's
like,
mammy.
Yeah, I don't
And
understand that,
But
yeah.
then also you take that into consideration, and then you see, because like again, if it was not, and not saying that maybe that was not his intention, or he doesn't know the history, because again, since he is not black, he's not American, he may only view things through a particular lens. But my thing is like, when you take that into account, you take her function, you take her appearance, it's really, because I wouldn't, like, there wouldn't be nothing to be said if she was white, right? Or if she was just not black. But it's like, she's literally embodying the physical characteristics of what a mammy is, and then acting like it.
Well, I don't think.
And if it wasn't white,
I
if it wasn't
think
black, it wouldn't have
besides-
been like an issue.
But I do think, besides kind of like the optics of or like the way she looks, she doesn't act as a mammy like any sort of way.
She doesn't act, well, yes and no, but then you take, she's like, well, she's part mammy, part that stereotypical
Well, I just
attitude
feel
of
like
how
you
a
guys are calling her
dark-skinned black
mammy
woman is supposed
just based on how she looks like, which I do
No,
understand
I'm saying
could be
it's
like a
both
misconception.
things.
no,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Both
if she's
things.
taking care of children that aren't hers.
No, but it's not like she's taking care. Okay, because like Isabella, which is the one who has like always been running it,
White
she's in
woman.
charge of like taking care of like all the children. But then she tells the authorities that, hey, these kids might be like up to something, so they send Krone to kind of like put a damper on things. So she's not there to help with like the child raising, because
So-
Isabella was there to do
character
that all,
kind of
of her,
sounds
all by
awful.
herself.
But she's still. So that's why I said she's part mammy, part
that's
embodying
not a
that stereotypical
yeah.
black thing. Because let's put it like this. You know, at clubs, right? They want a big. Usually you see at all these clubs a
big
big
bouncer.
black.
I'm happy those niggas are
burly
getting jobs,
man,
'cause-
right? A big black
Shut
burly
the fuck
man.
up, Daniel.
As like because they are like the authoritative, like, you know, because
Yeah.
they're powerful, but it's like it's stereotyping, because like I'm trying to explain it.
Yeah.
At these clubs, you put a big power, because they're associated with power and like just like barbarism a little
Yeah,
bit, right?
yeah,
And so because Sister Krone, so if she, again, that's why I said her appearance is such an important part of why she has a negative like portrayal, because there's nothing wrong with a character in a position of power meant to like, reign in everybody. But I'm going back to that example of like, big black bouncers, how they're like, they're barbaric. They're like, they'll control shit because they're
You see big black bouncers in Tokyo too, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
You do.
So you're seeing what I'm coming at,
Literally,
right?
like
so
Nishia
it's like,
Zabu.
But that's a bit
making her
different
look
because
like
they're
a
already
caricature. It's like a
Yeah.
stereotype. That's what I'm getting at.
But with the bouncers in Tokyo, they're like usually connected to kind of like some like criminal, shady.
Are they?
Yeah.
And that's
I
to make
assume
it
so.
even worse.
I have no
'cause her
idea.
character's an
No,
antagonist.
No,
To make it worse.
honestly, I don't.
No,
I don't
because,
actually know
like-
where they're. I don't know about that. I just feel like
I believe those because there's like a big, I forget which like African or like West African country they're from, but there's like a big population of them in Tokyo, and usually
They're in Kabukicho.
Kabukicho and stuff like that, and they're like usually
That's the red light district for all you
in
non-
Shinjuku.
yeah, and they're like usually employed by like shadier sort of like clubs and stuff like
I mean,
that.
again, I don't know about all that. I just know that
Yeah.
I've seen like because if I go to the club in Tokyo, like the person who's checking my ID and checking my bags, like I've like ran into African dudes doing that a lot.
and they're like hired by like kind of not like super shady, but
Well, I
it's
don't
kind
know
of
who.
like
I don't know
more-
who.
yeah.
I don't know. From what I know, it's the
Yeah.
club management. So if I
Yeah.
went to a regular ass nightclub where people are dancing,
Yeah.
music, drinking, DJ, like that type of nightclub, because I remember those one I used to go to, and I would
Yeah.
see this African dude there all the time, and like. And
So
the-
yeah, so you're
But
so you're
I think,
kind
but
of
as
supporting
far
what
as
we're
I
getting
can
at there.
tell,
Yeah.
as far as I can tell, dude was hired by the management of the club.
Yeah.
I never got the impression that anything shady was involved in that.
Okay, yeah.
But I wouldn't know because I didn't have a
Exactly,
conversation
exactly,
with
yeah,
them.
yeah. But
Yeah, that's what we're trying.
yeah.
That's what we're trying to get at. That
I don't
was-
need the
No, I
Africans in
definitely-
Tokyo coming after us, Daniel.
I definitely understand your.
You said what?
I definitely
Exactly.
understand your point, and both of your points are like valid. Like I'm not like trying to like
No, I know, we're just trying to,
kind of
like,
like invalidate you,
effectively explain
but because the way I've always seen her character, like, and the thing is that the Promised Neverland does have like other black characters that are like kids and stuff like that. So it's not like she's like the only black character. Like there's like other black characters that are just existing and like stuff like that. So it's not like she just came in as like the only black like person in like the whole show, which is again why I'm trying to kind of like. I guess like devil's like advocate based on like I don't think the mangaka was just like purely basing Krone off of like any like harmful stereotypes.
Maybe
he was like
unintentionally he
seeing or like
was.
they were like seeing. Yeah, and that could be a thing too. But actually,
but like,
I really
again, his intention we don't know, but like.
Yeah,
It's just like we can only take it as we
Yeah,
see
exactly.
It.
Yeah,
But,
we just
but-
say,
and
yeah.
as we see it, it basically is the Manny
bad.
stereotype.
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it literally
Very bad.
is.
Yeah.
But that being said, I haven't watched it, but like based on what you're telling me and like the pictures, I'm like that's Mammy through and through. Like,
Well,
like
I would say
said,
watch it and like form your own opinion.
And it's because it knows.
what does she make them kids for breakfast?
She doesn't
She's
come
she's the big black bouncer. She don't even
Oh
do shit, but
my
just
God.
big black bounce. That's it.
Oh, so
Yeah.
she's the authoritarian figure, like the mom
Yeah.
in Precious.
So like the
Stop! Oh my! I'm gonna put on your. I'm gonna.
that
I'm gonna
would
put on you
sound
like.
bad.
I'm gonna put on your like your hope tent now and everything.
These and
got the-
Negroes.
It's okay. Sorry. I'm gonna close my third eye and go to sleep.
Yeah, please do. Please
But
do.
it's like, yeah,
But,
so it's just,
yeah.
and that was kind of disappointing the most with that show because like the other black characters look normal, so why the fuck does she look like that? That was the thing.
Yeah. See, I
Same
didn't.
thing with Bakuno, like how he made black characters that look like fucking humans, and then he
Actually,
made this big lip warm
you know,
bitch like.
because I was like one of them when I was younger.
A big
I'm
little
actually
bitch?
no. Because I was one of them when I was younger, the light-skinned folk. I'm gonna come to their defense and like, I'm
Wait,
gonna
you
say
were what when you were younger?
light-skinned. I'll show
When
you
you were
picture
a
after.
newborn?
Darker than me.
No, we're the same shade. Don't
No,
play.
the fuck
Yes.
we aren't.
Wait, hold on.
We are
Hold
shade.
on.
No, we're not. Just look at my fucking face.
I'm not appreciating your colorism right now.
When you say you were
And
and I have a whole beard on my face. Of course, it's gonna look
You
darker.
got the whole face and head up there. I could tell what you
that's
look
like
like.
casting a shadow on my face. Obviously, look at me now.
This is Zacopium.
It's not copium. I don't care about being
Copium.
dark skinned.
Yeah.
No, but-
Daniel, you were at least 400 something in Fenty Beauty.
Bro, I'm like in the 300s. I'm toffee.
Let's go to Sephora after this.
No. Anyway,
I
what I'm
got
trying
this
to
shit
what I'm trying to say.
I have concealer in my bag.
What I'm trying
Bro,
to
like,
let me
I'm
speak
shade
for a moment. Let me
305.
speak for a moment. as I was saying, and I was very light skinned when I was a kid. I don't know, like, cause it looked more.
No,
like
when
my
you
mom.
were that's is that even a thing?
No,
It is.
They're like my uncle. So like just quick
No,
derailment.
like-
my uncle was dark skinned as fuck, but when he was a baby, he was light as
Yeah,
hell.
yeah, yeah.
No, I'm
It's the
saying when
thing.
you're a baby, but when you're a child.
Yeah, no. When I was a young child,
Because
like
when
I
I was
started
a
getting
baby,
dark around like 5.
When I was a newborn, I was like, very light to the point where, like,
See-through, like-
to the point where my mom
We're
was
babies.
shook, and the neighbors thought my mom had an affair with a white man, but
You
she
weren't
did
toasted
not.
yet.
And by a couple months, like several weeks later, I got
browned up.
darker. Like, and also
Oh,
like.
now she looks normal.
But it's normal. It's like how sometimes white babies are born with blonde hair, but then they have brown hair when they get
Yeah,
older.
that
No,
happens.
But at the same time, I haven't heard of like someone being like light skinned when they were like 10, and then like
black.
No,
black when they were
like this was like before I turned like 5
So
essentially.
a light skinned Dan sounds so scary. Like
First of all, it sounds weird. Like, were you really that light when you were young?
I'll show you a picture after. But anyway, let me get back
Like
to my
as a
point.
newborn, it makes sense, but as a child,
I will show you a picture.
Usually after a couple months,
I
you
will
brown
show
up.
you a picture. Anyway, what I'm trying to explain is that
somebody
like coming to as I was formerly known as a light-skinned nigga as a child, I would like to come to the defense of the lack of light-skinned
skeptical.
representation in
I'm straight up non-believer.
like anime. Because when you do see a black character, it's always like a darker skin, which is fine. Like I'm not saying
like
like,
there's no
especially if,
light
like
skins in anime.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
light skins get
as like a
lots of-
joke.
Light
As like a
skins get
joke.
lots of representation, especially in American media. Whenever
Yeah,
they
Yeah,
Let the-
so it's
when
not a
they
bad
need
thing.
to
That's-
launch
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
new-
Let the night skins get some
Yeah,
representation.
yeah.
First of all,
Because the thing
when
that-
they need an ingenue or a teenage daughter to a black family,
Huh?
whenever they need a teenage daughter to a black family,
Replace her with a light skin, yeah.
Talk about my wife and kids.
And fucking Bel Air.
Yeah.
everything
Oh no, that wasn't
but
a child though.
everything but like the Bernie Mac show. Whenever they need a teenage
Yeah.
daughter for a black family, it's always like a
Bernie,
Parents
Bernie was a real
dark
one.
as fuck. That'd be
But his
funny.
wife was. Oh, his wife wasn't even that light skinned though.
She was
like,
not. She was regular
oh,
brown.
bro, Bernie was woke.
Even in the-
God
even
bless his soul.
even in the Cosby show, like Sandra and what's her Lucy Bonet's character,
Well, like Cosby,
I didn't
as we
how
know
she was
now.
in the different world. That daughter. Yeah.
Denise. Is that her name?
No, I think it was something else.
Wasn't Denise?
Well, like Raven Simone
forgot.
was like the little girl in that, and she was like
I
light
forgot
skinned.
she was in that
Yeah,
show.
yeah. Most
I mean,
people
like,
do.
Rudy and the
but I'm
other
trying to
ones. But
say.
anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that because I feel like a lot like I've seen that like viral posts either like on Instagram or on Facebook where it's like the top black characters in anime, and like a third of them are just either another brown person, not like black, or they're just like a tan Japanese person, but because
Oh, like
you know what I mean? Huh?
like Peach Girl, she's just a tan Japanese.
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
And her black icon.
Momo's
Yeah.
not black because she would have beat size ass for all
No,
of that.
like the amount of like ghetto characters that I've seen in those type of lists is like astounding. Like, bro, she's literally just tan. Like, she's not
I
black.
mean, no,
like,
honestly, we could also low-key say the same for Yoruichi, because now this is going to get me canceled, but as much as I love me some Yoruichi, she is Indian coded, if I'm not mistaken.
and that's the thing, because this YouTuber, bro, I'm so sorry,
We
I'm
still
forgetting
might
your
cosplay
name.
her though.
And we
Do
can rock
what
it,
you
too.
want. But this
How come
YouTube,
Disney's don't cosplay her?
But this YouTuber brought up in his like Bleach video, like I'll show you it after. But like he was like saying like, yeah, I'm not sure if like all these characters that are like brown skinned
Are
and
black.
and have like purple hair are like supposed to be black, because a lot of times they might be coded to be like South like Asian and stuff like that, which is also valid representation, as well. But I feel like the black community, in kind of like an attempt to kind of like really validate, I guess maybe like black fandom or like black geeks, kind of like are like grasping at straws with like some of these characters. Cause bro, I'm so sorry for forgetting your name once again, but he also brought up that like Nessa might actually be not even like black coded, but actually again South Asian coded, based
Really?
on
Where's that from?
because it's like based in like England. So the South Asian population is also like a big.
But there are
kind of,
also
like,
Nigerians and
No,
like West
yeah,
Africans,
yeah,
like
no,
Ghanaians,
that too.
Afro-Caribbeans.
No,
and
that too,
I
yeah,
literally
yeah.
have cousins in the UK.
Me too, yeah.
Of course, because you're Jamaican.
Because like Leon and then like the Chancellor are definitely kind of like
They are both-
South Asian.
Oh no!
No.
they
Leon is different.
black.
No,
Leon's
Leon?
a nigga.
No, Leon is South Asian, 110%. And like the chain man, and like the what the main antagonist, he's definitely like a like
Oh
like
no,
Middle
no,
Eastern.
he is absolutely not black. That
Yeah,
I
no,
can.
no. But
so here's
Leon
why
is
not.
definitely South
The
Asian.
reason
Leon
why-
like
But
Hop
the
are
reason
definitely South
why,
Asian.
so because I mean, it's also a little bit wrong to just say not wrong, but it's a little bit. I'm skeptical to just say because I mean this is gonna sound hypocritical. Come like, oh, they're all black, but it's like because as for as many Southeastern Asians are, because you know Garn. There are just as many black people, like Africans. So I think it's a mix, but I'm thinking
mix,
about
but-
the names.
But compare
the
Raihan
names.
to Leon. Which one looks more like, if you just were like at a glance, which one would you think would be like
Raihan.
exactly? Which is what this
Oh
YouTuber.
wait,
Yeah.
I'm getting confused. I confused.
No, Leon is
and
Leon. No, Raihan is
Raihan
definitely
a
black.
dragon dude.
He's-
Yeah.
Who's?
Hi.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? Raihan is definitely black, 110%. But Leon is definitely South Asian. Leon and Hop, they're like definitely South Asian, because they fall into that category of like being.
Raihan's.
No.
Oh, he's Lee. He's.
Oh
Leon.
my
Okay.
God, yeah.
Let's say it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean,
Yeah.
I
But
will
you know who is
acquiesce and
black?
say-
Yeah.
Atsuko Jackson.
Oh, he's so.
Wait, but Brock.
I said Brock.
Brock
Where-
is not black.
Are you like going back
Brock is,
to?
look at that hair. That's a nigga.
No, he's supposed to be 10. He's supposed to be 10. He's like
Look
a 10.
at that fucking
Have you not
hair.
seen all of his? Have you not seen his dad and his mom? His
No,
mom is
I
literally
can't
more
remember.
like light-skinned Japanese, and his dad is again 10.
He mixed, but that hair is
No,
Negro.
because he's supposed to.
I think it's
my
Negroes.
God. No, you're
Negro.
doing the thing where you're like calling like
Bro,
you're
I'm
a
looking
Gaudi
at- I'm
character
looking at
black.
the fucking hair, bro. Ain't
No.
no mixed person having that hair color.
Oh my God.
Oh well, that's a little.
Anyway,
no,
you
so
shut that
like-
down right. I don't know what you're on about. Shut that down.
So anyway,
Track.
Michiko and Hachin.
Yeah. As we were talking
Atsuko
about.
Jackson. First of all, her last name is Jackson.
Yeah.
Her first name is Atsuko, but we're gonna, gloss over that.
Wait, what's Michiko's last name?
Malandro.
That's
She's
Brazilian.
So she's Brazilian. Yeah.
she's I think she's supposed to be Afro-Brazilian, but the character is like supposed to be based off of like Aaliyah.
Yeah.
And then Atsuko
Really?
Atsuko has blonde 4C hair, girl.
Yeah, that girl, Black Jackson, black.
Jackson.
It's Negroes.
Jackson. And like when I first watched it, because also like whenever Michiko and like Atsuko see each other, it's always like on site. And I'm like, why Atsuko stay getting her ass beat? Like, this is embarrassing. Like,
You know, they're like that feisty, feisty Latina, feisty Hispanic, whatever.
I mean, but she's very clearly Afro-Latina. Like,
Obviously, but still,
unambiguously.
Yeah,
I
like, sure,
but
but-
I feel like us in our American ignorance, we just call her Hispanic, and I guess like. But,
What do you mean,
yeah.
us and our American
No, no,
ignorance?
no, no,
I know
no.
that black
I know
Latino
you miss
people
this world,
exist.
worldwide, but you know,
Latinx.
we grew up in the New York education system.
So you mean that you've never seen a black Latino in New York City?
I'm just trying to make a joke, and I just bring it. Oh my God!
I know,
I'm
but
just
it's
being
not.
too serious.
It's not hitting.
I know. I'm
It's
sorry.
not.
I'm gonna work on my stand-up.
It did
I'm
not
sorry.
transcend.
I'm gonna work on my stand-up.
So like one thing I want to bring up real quick, right? Staying on the theme of like negative portrayals of black people in anime or just in general. So this is actually not even an anime; it's a game. So Kingdom Hearts, right? I am a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, but this not so Kingdom Hearts and the Fate series, like Fate Stay Night, Fate Grand
Fate
Order.
has black characters.
So no, hear me out, right? Oh my God! All right, I just want to talk about Fate first. I'm gonna say
Kenta
this.
Kunte should be.
First of all, it's Kunta Kinte.
He should be.
There are so many, like, because Fate is all about like legendary figures
From,
that
like,
have
history,
Been, yeah, and I'm like,
yeah.
where the fuck is Mansa Musa and Kuta Kente and shit? Like
Kunta Kinte.
Kuta Kinte.
And
I'm
that was
sorry.
a fictional character. Mansa Musa
Yeah, I
was
know.
a real
No, there's
person.
still legendary fictional characters
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking Arthur. He wasn't real.
Oh, okay,
But,
yeah. So, I
so
didn't actually
here's the
watch
thing
it.
with Fate, right?
Go
I'm gonna
play
show
it.
you guys this. This is insanity. So there's a character named there's two characters, Emiya and Shiro. So this Shiro's a regular ass Japanese nigga. Like this is how he looks, right?
But he's a redhead.
Let me see. You were in the group chat when it was me, you, Alex, and you came on too late. I'm sorry, never mind. So this is what Shiro looks like from Fate, right? Japanese through and through, straight Nihonjin, right?
He
Yeah,
kinda looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
John
I know who
Wick.
he is.
This is what he looks like when he becomes dark. like he becomes
Like
a little
a evil?
He turns evil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just type in evil Shiro.
No, I'm such an Emiya.
Air Force One Shiro. Black Air Force One Shiro.
Where the Japanese at?
He looks cooler like that.
No, he do. But the point here's my thing, right? Then I'm gonna show you another picture. No, that's not what
No,
he's,
that's his thingy.
That's Shiro in the alternate timeline. That's Negroes. He went from that little pasty Japanese kid to this when he turns evil. So here's my thing.
I mean, honestly, the implication that you turn evil when your skin turns darker.
That's what I'm about to bring up. This is an extremely common trope in many, and this is the only one I could think
Black
about
Air
right
Force
now.
One NG.
Where they really did it for the black and black Air Force. It's like the minute they turn dark, they're like the skin. They gotta be black. They gotta look black, not be black, but they gotta look
that
black.
could definitely go into like a bigger issue of just like general colorism, regardless of like the society.
I mean, that's true. But then I also wanted to bring up Kingdom Hearts. So I love Kingdom Hearts with my whole entire heart. That I am a Kingdom Hearter for like my entire life. But they have such, and it's a Japanese game. They have such a bad issue where like when the person turns evil, they turn black. They get dark skin and always white hair too for some reason. And another anime, you've heard of it, Oh My Goddess?
Well, Ern isn't like black though.
She isn't black, however, but she is half demon, half angel. And the reason why, because
Well,
her
she's
sister,
based off of a some like South Asian god or some like
no, they're Norse.
some like they're Norse.
They're Nordic.
Okay, I see what you
So-
mean because she's like a mischievous god, so she's like
But the thing is,
darker
like, so
skinned
I'm
and
gonna
stuff
show
like
you
that.
what she
Well, she's
looks
hot,
like.
so I mean,
she's hot as fuck.
yeah.
But it's like the fact of the matter is that oh my goddess, it's about 3 goddesses, right? The 2 other sisters are just full-blooded, thoroughbred goddesses.
How you spell her name again?
Erd
yeah.
is half demon, half goddess, and that's why she's darker skinned, and she has like a little bit of a like mischievous, like devilish, like sex appeal to her, right? And her mother, who is the demon, that's where she gets all that from, the same traits. And the father is not that, he's angel. So
If liking her means I'm racist, then I'll gladly be racist.
no, she's a bad bitch for sure, but it's like, but you see what I'm getting
Yeah,
at,
just like
right?
general colorism and
First of all,
stuff like
I will
that.
say
yeah.
that dark skin and light hair is an elite combination.
Oh, that's the least they could do. If you're gonna make it bad, at least make it sexy, right? So I allow it for that reason.
Look at this, come on.
Yeah, she's a bad bitch, but it's like, bruh, it's like you gotta be dark. It can't just be you. You can't be light skinned either.
Well, as soon as
I
Tia
feel like they're
comes
light
off
skinned
her,
and white haired evil characters as well in like several anime. So you see that
Yeah.
too.
That's what I'm saying, right? But at
Like
the
with
very
white
least,
hair,
they're
like
sexy.
it's like the white hair. Like white hair is like always like
I just feel like they're just like trying to go for like the inverse sort of thing, so that
I mean,
unfortunately
okay,
ends
that's
up being.
why I can acquiesce and say that, but it's just like, but I've seen, the reason why I stopped acquiescing to that is because I've seen characters who be like straight up pink, blue hair, and white is not the inverse to that. I don't know what it is, but it ain't white.
Yeah. Well, as soon as Tia comes off her soapbox, I think we can go ahead and conclude the episode.
Racist.
wow. He said that's enough from the peanut gallery.
Exactly, that's enough from the black delegation thing.
He was just like, well, now that the angry black woman is done talking.
Exactly. I started getting a bit scared. I was like, starting to get a bit intimidated.
He said nothing but contest
before she.
contest 2 black
He
women.
really
the
said,
entire
he said,
time.
settle down to you.
To be honest,
the strap.
to be honest,
Don't
to be
put
honest,
up the
All right,
strap.
love the king female
I'm being
version.
real with you.
Like,
That's my male privilege because like all the black characters, like male characters for the most part, I've seen in like anime have always just been like super cool, and I mean even like the female black characters
so you
as
think
well.
that Simon is cool?
Simon?
The worm lip dude.
Oh, that's Simon.
No, he was a bit problematic, but like.
Did either of you watch Da?
Yeah, I watched, read it all, read the light novel. I love the Ra.
But before we drag on for too long, because our
You know how
viewers
like
got
that
lives.
website actually
just
exists?
cut you completely
Keep
off.
on cutting me off.
You know
The
that
dollars?
the website actually exists and there's like a login for it and the
For
password.
fucking real.
Yeah, I remember I don't know if it's still around, but the password was literally Bakano, and I was like, oh shit.
All right, I'm gonna let
cool.
the outro music play and just like do
Oh.
like the classic talk show thing where it
Watch
just like
do
pans
rah,
out.
rah, rah. Watch do rah, rah, rah. It is underrated. It's confusing for the first season, but just persevere. You guys have seen worse.
I like the ending song for it.
Well, that's like the
Yeah.
Drippy theme song.
Well, you know the opening. Uda kiri no yu ya ke ya kai garai desu ka. I said, whoa, whatever.
So I'm gonna be having the Jeopardy theme music playing as this is going. So, you know.
Dum, 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 dum. That's such a whack extra music.
Yeah, I'm
They don't
like, out
have
of
like
all
the
of
trap
the
version
theme
play,
music,
huh?
Dum, 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 dum.
All right. See y'all in the next episode. We've been the Black Japan Podcast. Thank you for staying around. Please talk about your thoughts about this topic. Talk about black characters that
Add
we
your
didn't.
input. Add
That
your
we add your input.